Great. We're going to bring your second act up. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. and Mrs. Major.
Hey. Hello, everybody. My name's Steve Major. This beautiful, brilliant person is my wife, Julia Major, and we're here to do a show for you. May we have, please, the title of a Broadway-style play that doesn't actually exist?
Divorced Foxes.
Divorced Foxes. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We now present for you the one and only production of Divorced Foxes. Well, sweetheart, I didn't think we'd ever actually be here, getting a divorce. I had such high hopes for our marriage. It's not too late, you know. We haven't signed the official paperwork. We could just not. I could take you on a trip or something. You know, I thought perhaps we could leave this glen, go to the other side of the forest, see what's over there. I was advised not to tell you because of the divorce, but I've got a collection of grubs that I was saving for winter. If you wanted to just gorge, you know, we could have a celebration of the continuation and saving of our marriage.
Well, I was advised not to tell you, but I have a couple of holes in the west side of the forest.
Oh. That's good real estate.
It was from before we were married, and, you know, it was before the cheese factory moved in, so prices were lower then.
Skyrocketed.
Oh yes, the cheese factory made the whole real estate just...
Well, I don't know. I mean, we had so many fights about money. That would have solved a lot of our problems.
But the problems were such a core of our marriage that if we didn't have them, I was worried we wouldn't have a marriage.
I guess we did spend a lot of our time arguing.
We met at a Fox debate hall, and I just thought if we weren't arguing, you might grow bored of me.
I think it might have taken a little far. Lost part of my ear.
I thought that was infection and nibble.
Well, may have started that way, but now I've got a bite mark where my piece of ear used to be. We don't have to do this.
I don't really want to do this.
Well, what do you say? Should I grab some grubs and go check out your cheese hole?
Well, maybe we could have something in between being married and divorced. Being married seems like a lot, but, you know, being divorced seems like a lot too. A fox wants to be free, you know. What if we were just not divorced? And then we maybe move our way into back being married. But currently we could not be divorced, but still not be totally married, if you know what I'm saying.
Separated.
Separated, but we could still explore each other's cheese holes.
Well, I'm desperate here. I'll take it if that's what I can get.
Well,
I would miss you so terribly.
I just only fox I've ever been with. You do have such luscious hair. But I've been worried, you know. What if I married you for the wrong reasons?
Well, why did you marry me?
I'm not sure. And that's why I think it's maybe the wrong reason. No reason at all seems a very terrible reason indeed. But maybe it's a real reason. I've always been a bit of a pensive fox, a bit of an anxious fox. You know, looking over my shoulder for hunters and such.
It's only practical.
And I wonder if I'm the kind of fox that should be tied down.
Well, I hope we can make a real go of it this time.
What are the reasons you married me?
Well, because I like spending time with you more than I like spending time without you.
Well, now that I think of it, that reason seems very relevant to my situation as well. I just never thought of it like that before. You know, I was really overthinking the whole thing, I think. I am very prone to overthinking. I do like you. And I appreciate your grubs. Maybe we should be married. Would you be opposed?
I would not. I'd be most in favor.
Well, the thing about it is, I do so hate embarrassing situations. And it would be most embarrassing to tell the lawyer, after all this fuss, that I don't want a divorce. Seems very stressful. And again, is that a bad reason to stay married?
Well, the lawyer's a weasel. I could just eat him.
So practical. That's another reason I married you, your practicality. Just the other day I was thinking, how practical that he buried cheese. I would have put it up in a tree, but then you have to... The tree. And then there's a cheese. You're a very thoughtful fox.
Well, I like to think so.
Ebenezer Fox.
Gladys Fox.
Would you be willing to share my cheese hole?
Oh, I would love to share your cheese hole.
Ceremonial grub?
Oh, yes.
Chin-chin. Oh, come to think of it though, I didn't hire a weasel. You hired a weasel.
Well?
I hired a bear.
Oh dear.
Well, he doesn't know about my cheese hole on the other side of the forest. Perhaps we should just dash?
Well, we can hide from your lawyer if you like, but it's a perilous proposition.
Well, come winter, he'll forget the whole thing, you know. He gets so sleepy. Well, one of the reasons I was pushing up the court date, I was like, we've got to get the court date or he's going to fall asleep and forget the whole thing.
It's only late summer, my dear. We'll miss olive autumn.
Well, but not if we go up to the place by the... Well...
Tell you what. You drag some grubs to the hole, and I'll go see if I can't have a talk with this bear.
Ah, splendid idea. Most practical.
I say, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear. We haven't actually met. My name's Ebenezer Fox. You may have seen my name on some legal documents. Hello, sir. Pleasure to meet you.
Look taller in person.
Ah, yes, well, be that as it may,
I am a very short bear. Very tall fox.
well, that does rather change things, doesn't it?
What, pray tell, does it change?
Oh, well, simply that, I had meant as a bit of a present to bring you a throw rug, but now perhaps I shall find a smaller one, better suited to your cave.
Throw rug is an excellent and underrated gift, although I do also love cured salmon.
Ah, yes, well, who doesn't?
Did I say something amusing?
Oh, sir, I'm afraid you did say something very amusing. Simply that you implied that you like cured salmon, when in fact everyone does.
I find it most distressing to be amusing when I'm not intending to be amusing.
Sir, I do apologize. It's simply that while your statement was correct and appropriate for a lawyer in that it was correct, the implication that, well, in any case, I brought some cheese curds for you. The thing is, you seem to have implied that you were the only person who liked cured salmon. Well, I also do, but the tenor of your statement didn't imply that you were one of many people who like cured salmon.
Are you here to sell cured salmon? I have bought some cured salmon. But, you know, it is a big winter coming up. I suppose I could use more cured salmon. Your sales pitch is most unconventional, but highly effective. I'll buy 10 bags.
Oh dear.
20 then.
Oh.
All right, 30. You make a hard pitch.
Well, gosh, sir, that's marvelous. Throw in an annulment of the whole divorce proceeding, and we'll call it a deal.
Which divorce proceeding? Are you married to the weasel up north?
No.
Oh, the bat in Hampshire.
Not me that either.
Oh, the cat. Mrs. Whitaker's cat.
Oh, that would be quite inappropriate.
Sir, I'm giggling because I have a compulsion to giggle when other people giggle, but once again, you found me funny when I did not intend to be amusing.
Well, it's simply that you implied just now that I might be married to a cat. I am not. I am not married to a cat, no.
Are you catfish, sir?
No. No, certainly not. It's just that, as a fox, I would naturally be married to another fox.
Sir, that seems very old-fashioned, if I do say so. Why can a fox not be married to a cat in these modern times?
Well, I suppose that in some parts of the forest they could.
I myself have had a fling with a few salmon before even.
How did those turn out, if I may ask?
Well, I don't know how it was from the salmon's point of view, but from mine it was rather pleasant.
A widower multi-times over, then?
One might say so. Still, if Miss Whitaker's cat was interested in me, I might give it a go.
Oh, yes, well...
Have you heard anything from Miss Whitaker's cat?
I have not, no.
So she didn't accept the salmon I sent her? I thought everyone liked salmon.
Yes, indeed, everyone does like cured salmon. Am I meant to understand that you are wishing to woo Mrs. Whitaker's cat? Mrs. Whiskers?
I'm not on first name with her. You're on first name with her?
Yes, Mrs.
I sent her salmon. I thought everyone liked salmon. But I went to her kitty door, and it was still there the next day.
Well, perhaps I can go and talk to her.
Am I not a handsome bear?
Oh, most handsome bear, albeit a bit small for a bear.
I cover myself in honey. Well, that's exactly why I was going for Miss Whitaker's cat. I thought, you know, for a bear I'm rather small, but for a cat I'm downright handsome and large. Most impressive. If I was a cat, I would be a most impressive cat. People would say, my, what a large and handsome cat.
Indeed, someone might say, is that a cat or a bear?
Exactly, that's what I thought. I thought, sure, I'm a small fish in a big pond, but maybe I go in a small pond and I'm a big fish. But I can't even get this one.
Were you a big fish when you married a fish?
Oh, well, the fish, I made that bit up.
Oh.
The fish weren't interested, I believe in everything being consensual except for, of course, eating things.
Oh. You're very hard to do well if that was required permission.
Yes. I did have one salmon once that said I could nibble a part of its ear, but I took things further.
I believe that was a trick, as they did not have an ear.
It was a trick. Well, it had a gill that I interpreted it being the gill to be an ear. I interpreted when it said ear, I interpreted that it meant gill, but was very wishy-washy, so to speak.
I'm beginning to think you may be a bad lawyer.
Why, sir, why do you question my ability at law? I'm terrible at love, but I'm an excellent lawyer.
Well, it's simply that if a contract stated that you may nibble an ear and you interpreted that to be a gill, that's fine.
I specialize in divorce law. That's love law, very different thing.
Oh, I suppose.
And eating law, very different subject altogether.
Very indeed. Well, Mr.
You
Mayor...
said something about wanting a divorce.
No, on the contrary. I was going to suggest that perhaps I could go woo Mrs. Whiskers on your behalf.
And you'd want something in return, or is it just because you're my friend and I bought, what was it, 10, 20, 30 bags of salmon off of you, sir?
Yes, it was that. You might pay in advance.
Oh, wait, what? You're going to give me the salmon in advance, or I'm going to... Contract law is not my area of expertise.
You are going to pay me in advance for the salmon, and in exchange I'll woo Mrs. Whiskers on your behalf.
Well, yes, I accept.
Hello? Hello, is this Mrs. Whitaker's house?
Yeah.
Ah! Well, may I have the supreme pleasure of speaking to Mrs. Whiskers?
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, Mrs. Whiskers, I can certainly understand why your name is spoken round the glen and forest as being the fairest of them all. Mrs. Whiskers, I come to you on an errand. There is one in the forest who thinks about you often. And though he is but a very small bear, he would have been a very large cat. And though it may be true that he is not a good lawyer, a lawyer is still a lawyer. He has the means to buy cured salmon by the 30. Mrs. Whiskers, am I getting through to you? What sweet words of love may I deliver on behalf of this lawyer that would woo your feline heart? Oh, sweet, thank you. Mrs. Whiskers, why do you cry?
Oh. He's very cute, but he's rather big for a cat.
Yes, much larger than the average cat, I would say.
I don't know that Miss Whiskers would allow him into the house.
Oh, well, he has his own cave, you know.
He has his own cave?
Yes. It's small for a bear cave, but it would suit you well, I imagine.
Is there yarn?
No.
Shoelaces?
No.
Oh, copper boxes?
No. There's only a bear.